Hello and welcome to SOVL Sneaky Edition. SOVL is a free-to-play turn-based strategy game with roguelike elements. For anyone with familiarity with tabletop gaming, so Warhammer Fantasy Battles, you'll be right at home. If not, you'll pick it up very quickly. We'll explain the base mechanics of the game early on and then it'll be very obvious what's happening. SOVL has recently been updated with the new version 1.06, adding yet another lord, or multiple lords in fact, to the roster. We're playing as the Darkborn Assassin of the Darkborn Elves, definitely not Dark Elves. So you may realise that there's some legally distinct naming conventions going on, but anyone who's familiar with Warhammer will know what's happening. We'll play on the max difficulty, as that's where a lot of the fun is, and that's how we'll be running it. Now, with our assassin, I'm imagining speed, so we want to get up and attack the enemy in their back and rear as fast as possible. So it'll be nice and fast. We get some riders, and then the fastest of these would be some harpies. The reason for that is the assassin themselves are quite an interesting lord. Have a look at our army here, but they start in a rather slow unit, so we'll transplant our assassin out of this unit as fast as possible. But for now, we'll have to make do with our ultra nimble harpies and Darkborn riders. SOVL allows us to rename all of these characters, so if you can think of any assassin-based names from either real life or from fiction, that's great. Even bonus points if they're comedic assassins, so if there's any really incompetent assassins you can think of, we can slot those in as well. Right, here's SOVL is the campaign map. We get our, starting on the left, we move left to right through these stopping points with the objective of eventually arriving at the Act 1 boss. I'll quickly explain what each of these are. The swords are battles in which your army faces an enemy army in exchange for gold and experience for the troops. We spend gold in these anvils, armories which are effectively shops in which we buy extra fast sneaky units or upgrade the ones we have. And then the elite battles are harder battles in exchange for more gold. Question mark dice are random events, difficult to describe in advance, but you may purchase a mercenary band to assist you, slay some monsters, plunge a tomb, whatever. So we'll go through a couple of them to show off. And then last but not least are the campsites. These are nice in that they heal your army, but you get no gold out of battle, so you only use them if you're in dire straits, or, as we use them, if you're entering a boss. So we'll likely stop here, as it allows us to heal to full strength before the more difficult battle. Of those options, as I would like to arrive there, we'll probably take the southern option. That allows us, there are some elites, some battles, some random events, and the campsite, so a nice myriad of options there. Shambling host. We won't be able to see the party trick of the assassin yet, but I'll explain it when it comes up. So the way SOVL works, it's all predicated upon the rolling of 6-sided dice. The very first thing that happens is we and our opponent roll a dice. We rolled a 3, they rolled a 6. That means they get to go first, or rather they get to move a unit first when the actual battle starts. In the deployment phase, take your units and deploy them within this quadrant. You can just move around. If you hold the shift key and select a unit, you can spin them. That's convenient, but we'll leave them as they are. And I'll just put on this. We'll place the harpies in the center as they can fly and get into the side of something. Up against zombies, and a unit of dire wolves. The reason we placed our harpies here is because we can flank them. There are only 2 keys that are relevant really throughout SOVL. It's the X key, which I'm holding now, and the C key. The X key reveals the charge radius potential of your units, and the C key does the inverse for the enemy units. So if we want to charge something, we have to end our turn. An enemy has to be within that blue zone, so we'll take our ultra nimble harpies here. I can't tell if the wolves have actually touched the woods. If they have, I can charge them. If not, I'm not able to hit them, so I'll have to go a bit further and make sure I can see them. There are a number of restrictions when it comes to charging, but one is that you have to be able to draw a line of sight to the target. Zombies are after us, that's fine. And as I don't want to be charged here, I'll simply move this unit away. Now the Darkborn Riders are light cavalry. That's nimble. They also come with light crossbows, which means I can shoot at things. We'll start picking away at these zombies. Now the way shooting works is, if you have a ranged attack, you can use it. We have light crossbows. It says range 24, power 3. Or you can use the little left card here. So everything you need to know about every unit in the game is displayed in these kind of left card sections. So light crossbow, range 24, which is this. Or how on earth do you display that? Well, the other key that you can actually use is the shift key. So an X and C reveal charge radius. If you hold shift and then use X and C, you can see the maximum range for ranged options. So this is shift and X. This is what our Darkborn Riders can target with their crossbows. So either of these, if you hover a unit, it will tell you what you need. You need 4+. What on earth does that mean? Well, it means on the roll of a 6-sided dice, you have to roll a 4, 5, or 6, or 4 or greater, in order to successfully land a hit. That's determined by taking the number 7 and subtracting your skill. So 7, our skill is 4, rather skilled, the Darkborn Riders. 7 minus 4 is 3, we need a 3 plus. But it's 4 plus, I hear you quizzically scream at the screen. Well, that's because we're suffering a -1 long range penalty. Any shot you attempt to make beyond half of your maximum range incurs a penalty. The further away they are, the harder the hit. Perfectly sensible. So that line there dictates our short range. So anything within there we'd hit on at 3, 4, 5, or 6, but it's reduced to 4, 5, or 6 because of the distance. We have 5 shots because there are 5 of them. So that's our 5 dice being rolled. So we need 4 plus 1, 6, 4, 3, 4. The 6, 4, and 4 hit. So we get 3 hits and then 1 and 3 miss. After you've hit a target, they have an opportunity to save themselves, have a saving throw, represented by this shield here. So to determine the saving throw, you look at the power of the attack against the defense of the target. So in this case, the light crossbows are power 3. The zombies have a defense of 3. When power and defense are equal, you have to roll a 4 plus, or again 4, 5, or 6 to succeed, which is perfectly reasonable. You need an exactly 50-50 chance, representing that power and defense are equivalent. In this case, the zombies did terribly. They rolled a 2, 3, and a 3, didn't pass a single one, and 3 zombies got perfectly picked off by our excellent crossbow marksmanship. We can't legally declare a charge against the direwolves, as we can't see them, so we'll have to leave that for a turn. It's fine, the harpies are so nimble we can easily get behind them anyway. The direwolves barely move at all, they just inch on the spot, which is going to be disastrous for them in a moment. I can very easily charge them in the side. If I'm being clever, maybe we can try a rear charge. Or it's going to be tight. I can see them, and we got there. Now, the reason I'm umming and erring over charges is if you hover an enemy unit, these lines will appear. This demonstrates the kind of 4 quadrants that a unit has: their front arc, 2 flanks, and a rear. If the majority of your unit is within one of these particular quadrants, that dictates where you'll end up charging them later when you hit them in melee combat. So in this case, you can see the line, the overwhelming majority of our unit is in the back arc, so we will rear charge the direwolves. Here we may as well continue to pest the zombies. The zombies have kindly stepped forward into short range, which means it's now 3 plus to hit. Okay. The 3 zombies disappear. Yep, good accuracy from our riders, and we'll just stand there because we can easily destroy the whole unit by shooting at them. Our assassin can simply distract these zombies while I pick off everything else. Our phases, you get charge phase first, so this is the charge phase now. The enemy can't charge us as we've stayed well out of their blue radiuses, but we can declare a charge against them. So we've rear-engaged the direwolves. So again, charge phase is done. You move to the strategic phase, which is this, where you move and shoot things. 5 of 5, excellent hit roll. Won't take long to finish this off. Just step away. This unit of Darkborn spears and the assassin would very easily defeat the zombies, but we can get better charges on that later once I clean these 2 up. Okay, melee combat, slightly different to shooting. So again, you have to determine your number of attacks and the hit roll. For the number of attacks, you simply look at the unit card. Harpies have 2 attacks each. There are 5 harpies, therefore 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 attacks. We'll be rolling 10 dice. So we have 10 dice and we need to determine the hit roll. So to do that, it's not the 7 minus trick anymore like shooting. Rather, we compare the skill of the 2 combatants. So the harpies are skill 3, the wolves are skill 3. We have equal skill. When skill is equal, we need a 4, 5, or 6, or 4 plus to. Again, things being equal typically result in a 50-50 chance or 4 plus. 4 hits. And then the saving throw occurs, which is power 5 against defense 3. So it's not equal anymore like the last one. When power is superior to the enemy defense, they have to save on a 5 plus, or only the roll of a 5 or 6 will help them. They rolled a bunch of 4s, 4, 1, 4, 4, but we had one more. We had enough power such that it was irrelevant. I'm prepared to ignore that 1 hound, as I can simply shoot it, and I'll allow the harpies to come over here and help with this zombie brick. So what we'll do, I'll have this unit pick them off. We get 2 hits, that's good enough. Okay, I'll have to shoot them again in a moment if they rally. Eventually we'll get them. The harpies will come over here to engage the zombies. The direwolf rallies, but is in a lot of trouble in a moment. Now the harpies here are in the rear arc of the zombies, so we can see them. They're within range, and you That's clearly 60% of our unit is in that arc, so we reach them. Now, if we're lucky, we may be able to... Yes, okay, I can get the majority of our speed unit into the side arc. But we're clearly visible, you say. What a disaster. We're unconcerned, and I'll show you why. Okay, so they've declared a charge against us. See, they can clearly see us and they've got us. Now we can run away, or we can countercharge with this unit. So if you can both see each other, both units can hit one another, and you just end up with two frontal-facing engagements. The alternative option, however, if you have an enemy, or rather one of your units engaging an enemy in the flank or rear, it counts as an intercept charge, meaning the enemy can't perform any of their charges. They're stuck. So they can't, and as they can't move, we're free to flank the unit by hitting it in the side. So we've double surrounded the zombies. I've chosen not to engage this direwolf as it's easier to shoot it. Over here, the assassin has a special ability, but it serves no purpose here, so we'll skip it and explain it later. First things first, let's pick off the lone direwolf. 3 hits. There it goes. And we continue our bullying of the zombies. Not that zombies can be bullied, I think they're beyond moral damage. Right, so the Restless Dead zombies are a pitiful skill 2, and our assassin is a rather competent skill 5. When skill is superior to enemy skill, you hit on a 3+ or 3, 4, 5, 6 are hits. Again, our skill is better, so we have better than not odds of landing blows. 2 hits. And then we have... Okay, that's unfortunate. We were power 5, the enemy were only defense 3. So we wounded them on... They needed 5 ups to save, and they rolled a 6 and a 5. The assassin has a special ability that forces enemies to re-roll 6s, so if they roll a 6, they're forced to roll it again, and it may convert the dice into a fail, but they rolled it into another 6. So they had a 1 in 36 chance of that happening, that those zombies just refused to go down. The rest of the unit will now contribute, so the Darkborn Spears 1 attack each, there's 9 of them, so 9 attacks. We still have better skill, so 3 up. Perfectly average 6 hits, and equal power and defense. Okay, the zombies have an amazing saving throw. Now, one of the benefits to flanking unit is that they don't get to fight with all of their attacks. Only the 3 touching us get to fight back. So we take 3 attacks. They're 4+ to hit because they have inferior skill, so 2 5 hits. And I have superior defense to enemy power, so I have a 3-up save. I'm fine. No damage sustained. Harpies then go. 6 hits. And they are stronger, so they do considerably more damage. Now, when undead units lose, they don't suffer usual break tests. Rather, they just lose 1 to 3 extra zombies. Little else to do. To pester this zombie unit. We're so much faster than them, they can't engage us unless we allow it, and we don't allow it. Try again, assassin. There we go, that's more like it. That'll be the end of this unit now, and the 2 touching us haven't been able to fight. The harpies still attack despite there being no zombies left because, I don't know, they really want to participate. The enemy have effectively given up if you pay attention to this top right meter. When it moves from wavering to routing this turn, the enemy have conceded. So we can skip the rest and just end the battle. We're going to skip phase, and at the end of this turn, victory. Excellent. We did that with 0 casualties. Perfect start. So at the end of each battle, you receive a flat sum of gold for your victory, a point of experience for everyone who participated, and then passive healing if you took damage, which we didn't because we're oh so good at the game, and a choice, either some free healing or some paid for healing or gold. Full HP units of course take gold, that's a no-brainer, and then the spearmen could take extra unit size to make up the fact I'm missing a bit, which I think I will do to make them a bit more durable. Spearmen are special in that any other infantry unit in the game, or really any unit, can only fight in 2 ranks. So we have 1 attack each on the spearmen. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These 4 back here will not be able to attack. Unless they hold spears and shield, in which case an extra rank can fight, so we get to fight with these 3. The caveat is it only happens when we're not charging. And I intend to use this unit quite aggressively with flanking around and hitting things. So I'm going to stretch it out like this. That gives us the maximum number of attacks, while still being able to, actually flank around and hit stuff. Everyone else is as they were. We have a random event immediately to show off how these function. A Forgotten Tomb. Okay, the way these work is you send troops in exchange, you get gold and magic items out, but you risk losing some casualties. I'm going to spend a whole bunch of all the spearmen because you get quite excellent rewards from this, and frankly losing some Darkborn Spearmen are very easy to replace later, so your lives are worth less than the gold we may retrieve. Ouch. Okay, so it took a whole bunch of spearmen from me. We have 125 gold, which is about twice as much as we just got for that battle, and unnatural power, an item enchantment on our assassin. So we lost half the unit, but we have more than enough gold to justify it, and he's now permanent power 5 and permanent defense 4. Defense isn't too relevant for characters, I'll explain why later. Try and show it off a bit against Orc Scouts. There will be an intimidating unit of Orc cavalry, what orcs like to pretend are cavalry, mounted on boar riders. They're riding pigs before they come. Okay, they're obviously threatening this unit. The harpies will just come over here and hit them again. If we're somewhat lucky, I may be able to get behind them. It's worth a try. Okay, that's an issue. So they've locked onto my harpies, so to stop them, I'll have to run the Darkborn riders up here and have them engage the warriors this way, leaving this unit with not a lot to do, to be honest. I'll leave them here just in case I can help with this battle later. So of course they've seen us, so they can charge us, but there's an easy way to handle this. Now, sequencing is quite important with charges. You're only permitted to intercept once. So if I tried to do this, that would be fine, I'd intercept them, but then this unit would intercept me. I would then intercept them, so they'll be stuck, which is charge, but then there's nothing stopping this unit from charging again, because that's a direct forward charge, and I won't be able to stop them. So it's crucial that we do this first, pin that unit in place so it can no longer declare a charge, and now intercept the boar riders. If we did it inversely, we'd wind up with this charge happening, but then the boar riders would hit me here, which is a disaster. Okay. I'll just march this unit forward. Do your best. Okay, we are superior skill. Elves typically have superior skill than a lot of the enemies we'll be facing, but not a lot of power. Having not a lot of power is not relevant when the enemy can't roll saving throws to save their lives, quite literally. They hit back with their 3 orcs in contact and did manage to kill a Darkborn rider, which is a shame. Here the harpies are only skill 3, not really elves, so not as skilled. I can still mulch some boar rider. They do, however, have 2 wounds each, so I keep all of my harpies alive. Now, of course, that unit is still alive and they're not routing, but when every enemy unit is either dead or broken, then the battle counts as one anyway. A bit more gold and enough experience to begin leveling our troops. The Darkborn riders have leveled. Here's what leveling looks like. You get a choice to get 3 random options. You pick one. Replenishment means whenever you heal, you get more back, but we don't typically need that unless you're sustaining horrendous casualties. Discipline is arguably the worst upgrade in the game. The discipline stat only factors in if you're losing combats and need to reroll, or if you flee and need to rally. So, I mean, you don't want to be playing the game in such a way that you're constantly rolling discipline checks. So, or Elf Bow Mastery 1 plus 5 range, which is great. Obviously, it just makes their light crossbows longer range. It also serves to effectively add 2.5 to the short range, because short range is, of course, a function of half of your maximum range. So you've increased the more accurate bubble as well. The harpies also level. Now, the unique mechanic of the Darkborn Elves is this slavers. So earn 1 gold per every enemy unit killed after each battle, which is fantastic. You get a lot of gold. I'm less concerned with this mechanic throughout this campaign. If you're interested in how that works, we played a Darkborn campaign in the past where we were absolute demons with the slave's ability, just trying to capture people. So I'll go with skill. We may pick these up later, but it's less of a concern right now. Full HP units take gold. I have a lot of gold for this stage, so I'm actually going to be happy to take some replenishment. Get some more bodies back in the army. You can kind of see what shops look like. Oh, I was meant to go down. Oops. Okay, I guess we're doing it up top then. That's fine. Okay, new units. Now, I'm going to immediately buy the Raptonites. I'm getting the Assassin into combat more effectively than being stuck with this dreadfully slow unit of Spearmen is incredible. So there's a retinue, so our Assassin now has some lizards to accompany him. And we have some choices here. We get more units if we could afford them, and upgrades. Now, the Steel Guard, our Raptonites, can buy a lance and shield. If we look at them, so they have hand, weapon, and shield. So +1 defense, they're permanently defense 5, and have +1 charge bonus. So when they charge, they go up from power 4 to power 5. The lance and shield improve that to +1 defense permanently, so the shield is the same, but the lance is superior. It gives you +2 power, so they go from 4 to 6. It's just a flat upgrade. There's no reason not to take it. As for these other units, the Banner of Swiftness on the Darkborn Riders is excellent. We can make the fast cavalry even faster. And I think because it's on theme for the army, I'll also buy... Ooh, Unyielding would be really nice on the character. I mean, less so because of his nature as a infantry lord. So I think we'll stick to the speedy build. We're going to go Banner of Swiftness, so max out Swiftness. And then 35 gold, 41 gold left over. I'll buy the Banner of Mist on the Darkborn Rider. So anything shooting at us incurs a natural -1 to hit. We're permanently covered. It also makes perfect sense as a sneaky army, doesn't it? We're always shrouded. Okay, well, there's this battle. This is the harder path where we go through a bunch of elites, but I think we can fix that by taking a rest beforehand. So it's a good compromise. So at these campsites, you automatically get a round of healing for free. So that's why the spears heal to full. And then you're given a choice between either a point of experience or a second round of healing. Well, we're all max HP, so we may as well just max out on the experience. That's enough for our assassin to level. Alright, so skill, post-battle income, or recruiter. The post-battle income is just 5% on that flat amount, which is 60 to 70 gold. So 5% of 60 to 70 is like 3 to 4 gold per battle. Even over the course of a full campaign, it's very little. It's not worth it. So either recruiter or skill, and we are a highly skilled assassin, so we'll go up to skill 6. From a min-maxing standpoint, that's maybe a bit redundant, but hey, I like it. And the original unit of Darkborn Spears, I'm going to take Looter on them because +5 flat gold on a unit every turn is actually going to add up quite a lot throughout a campaign. There's also higher tier. Really, they're just a money generation unit for the most part. So you can see our new Raptor Riders with their lances in tow. Can't buy lances for the Darkborn, I'm afraid. They're permanently light cavalry, but we'll use them to skirmish around. Okay, we'll get all of our newfound strength to show off against elites. Gundrick and Vilhide. Elves versus dwarves. How fitting. There will be some sort of ranged units hiding somewhere shooting at us we'll have to deal with quickly. But apart from that, it's a bunch of extremely slow-moving, irritating dwarves. Right, there's their handgunners. We'll sprint the Raptor Riders straight into them. Everything else will just start flanking around. Don't get too close, we can just shoot at them from a distance. Deep Guard are rather irritating in that they're defense 5 and have masterwork armor, so I'm going to shoot the Dwarven Warriors here. So defense 5 is obviously already quite resilient, but then with their extra fancy Dwarven armor, they have +1 towards their damage save. So whatever their damage save should be, so if I shot the light crossbows at them, they'd have superior defense, so they'd save on a 3-up, or 3, 4, 5, 6 count. They then get +1 to that, so it becomes 2-up, or anything but the roll of a 1 counts as a successful save. You'd be forced, only 1/6 of everything you hit them with actually ever goes through. Is a bit miserable. I'm just going to move this unit forward. We can kind of get behind them later. That unit came forward. They will shoot us. And they killed 1 harpy. That's perfectly reasonable. Get around them now. I don't have quite the speed to get to the side arc, sadly, so we're going to have to take a front charge. I could forego combat for 1 turn just for the sake of getting the better charge arc, but it's not really needed. Do a bit of calculation. So the handgunners have 10 attacks at skill 3 against our Raptor, right? So it's the unit skill that matters, not the character. So we're skill 4. We have better skills, so they get an average of 5 hits. Half of 10 is 5. And then their power 3, we're defense 5. We have a 3-up save, so we take an average of 1/3 of 5, which of course is what, 1.66 wounds. We may lose 1 of the knights if we're a bit unlucky, and then we just crush them because we're power 6 against defense 4 with superior skill and quite a powerful character in there as well. So let's go through them as quickly as possible. I have no interest in engaging these Deep Guard yet. We can fight them later. Harpies will do the same. In fact, I might as well just pop behind them. This unit is destined to be slowly but surely chipped away. Dwarven armor is not to be underestimated, so this may take a while. And here, again, that ability doesn't help us yet, so I'll show it off later. Okay, so The assassin gets his 4 attacks, hitting all 4 times. And annoyingly makes them reroll 6s, but they keep rerolling into successful saves anyway. And the knights, okay, they would have had a good roll, except the enemy rolled 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay, they did no damage in return, so poor output, but outrageous defensive properties. Dwarves have rather excellent discipline, so they're almost guaranteed to come back, so we'll stay on them and make sure they go away. I could rear engage one of these deep guard now, but more often than not, the poor harpies just bounce off, so let's wait for this to finish up and then come around with overwhelming force. They've locked onto our harpies. I'm content to completely ignore you, if you don't mind. How many turns do you think it'll take to chip through every one of those dwarf warriors? Eventually they'll roll badly. May take a bit though. And here, let's get rid of this batch. That's more like it. More of an average roll. It's a fair trade if we don't do... They have amazing saves, but they can't do any damage to us. Okay. In fact, this unit is going to be rear-engaged by the knights now, so what I'll do is I'll start moving it this way towards other units. I can even ignore their bubble because they're going to be stuck there. They're after the harpy still. That's somewhat annoying because of the angle they've picked. I wanted to do this charge. But I think I can still get the majority of my unit in the back arc of this deep guard unit. Yes, and I'm well beyond their range, so we can charge that way. Just enjoy shooting these forever. More 3s. 3, 3, 3 all the time. The harpies will just distract this unit for a while. So we're power 6. We really do need to break them on the first turn, otherwise we're stuck here. I'll actually leave this unit here in case they hold on and fight them then, as an emergency measure. Okay, there you go. We're a third of the way there. We're going to drag the Dwarven warriors this way away from the rest of my army. So here we do. Good hit roll, and then power 5. They would have a 4-up save, but Master Wakama immediately kicking in. Their 4-up improved to a 3-up and saved them. The units, they're also skill 4, so they're quite elite for dwarves. So yeah, they took almost no damage. Quite irritating. Right, we'll have to engage them from the back and surround them. They are just an incredibly tough unit. But you'd hope with this much hacking into them, that would be too much for them to withstand. To just hold their attention. We have an advantage here, so we'll wait for this to go away and then clean up the rest. Character again. 3s. There we go, that's more like it. Double 1. Now we've dropped to power 4, so they get a 2-up save, so yeah, even the 2s are good enough. They may actually hurt us here. Okay, we took 1 wound. And they'll have a 2-up save against this as well, but then it will just contribute a bit more. That's better. They just hold on though, so we're going to have to play another turn. That basically guarantees I'll lose one of the Raptor Knights. Dwarves are so annoying. Just accept you've lost. There's no way this is going your way. To speed these commas up, you can hold the spacebar button to make them go faster. We're going to win. We're just going to... Oh, I got a double 5 for a save. Excellent. I think there's 1 deep guard left. Is he going to trap me here? No. When a unit breaks and it's surrounded by 2 sides, it just dies. There's nowhere for them to run, so they're cut down. Now for this unit, what I'll probably do is put the harpies into the side and this unit into their back. And that'll be enough to easily beat them. We are speed harpy, so effortless for us to come around to their side arc. Hit this. One less Dwarven warrior in the world. Taxmen back here, just hang around. Once an enemy drops below 50%, their morale will passively decrease, so we could just run around for a couple turns until they give up. We may as well expedite this somewhat. Now that this unit is so chipped down, you might think that I can charge it. I'm intentionally avoiding this as they have the Dwarven Foreman with the shield wall ability. Commander and retinue rerolls fail damage save, so he uses that every turn and basically makes the unit invincible. It's an incredibly annoying ability. Any failed roll of a save, they just get to roll it again and save themselves. No damage. They do 1 wound to the Harpy, and the Knights do much better this time. There we go. They're now routing this turn, so we'll just skip the rest. We've been here long enough. Just hammer the spacebar button. Yeah, I think they can turn to face us all they want. If there was an extra turn, I'll just keep shooting this and then engage this again. So what do we lose? Now, the 1 wound we took on the Raptor Knights don't count, as long as you don't lose the whole model. So we take 2 wounds and lose a Knight, that 3 wound just replenishes itself, which is excellent. Also leveled. They have their own version of that, which is nice, but again, I'm going to go with move speed. Speed's what we need. Greasy fast speed. Okay. Full HP guys, take gold. We're missing 1 Harpy. I think I'll take the gold because we're getting the elite bonus doubles the amount I get for the flat sum, so we could just fix ourselves. There's also, you know, a fight and then another elite after that, so we may as well be nice and healthy. Wretched bandits. Would an assassin deal with bandits? I guess as practice, maybe. Wouldn't usually be their primary job. Harpies have the extra, their flying ability allows them to disregard terrain. So each of these terrain trees, seeing them throughout, they do have an effect. They halve the movement of any unit trying to move through them. So really irritating, unless you can fly, which makes sense, doesn't it? We're flying above the tree line. Why would we be slowed down? Okay, we've got light cavalry, heavy cavalry, knights, and spearmen. The light cavalry apparently going to face off. I should be able to beat them. I've got better skill, better defense, because I have a shield and they don't. And I've got the Banner of Mist, so it's even harder for them to shoot me. They do, however, have twice the number of attacks. They have 2 pistols each. And their pistols are more power. Okay, that might be more questionable than I initially calculated. Knights will come forward. I can pretty easily flank them. We can deal with those. I'd prefer to flank them with more powerful units. Shall I fight them head on? What I could do, I could show off the flee mechanic. So I'll leave this unit here for a bit. Before these come, just whoever shoots first actually has a bit of an advantage. I was hoping this unit moves forward first, as I might be able to get around them. So let's just stall. They'll probably move the spearmen and then that unit last, which is a bit of a shame. They've got my number there, I'm afraid. Yeah, I thought so. So we have to go now. Okay, well, I'm going to go first and do a bit of damage. No, we're not. We'll do nothing at all, apparently. And there you go. They shoot us. The Banner of Mist kicks in, and all of those 4s would have hit us were it not for this -1 save. Combat, it's sort of equal. It's going to be pretty close. Again, better skill. Now, they've charged us with the Imperial Knights, the heavy cav. I don't want to sustain that charge, so I'm going to flee. I'm just going to draw that unit towards us. They run off the field, which is a shame, but then I can get into their side or back. Okay, they'll come forward, but the Foot Knights are dismally slow, so I can just ignore them and do this. There you go, I flanked that unit. They've also locked onto the Harpies anyway, so it's irrelevant. The Spearmen will come a bit further forward, so let's just stay away from those. Like so. Yeah, it's far enough away they can't catch us. Alright, this is a bit interesting. Same number of attacks, but with superior skills, so 3s to hit. 7 hits, very good. And then we would have a good save, but they rolled 5, 5, 5, 6. They hit back about the right number of times. I take 1 wound. Okay, so we spiked our save throw, then we spiked their save throw. And they break and run. Our light cav is better than your light cav. That's the light cavalry battle over. Now we'll do the heavy cavalry battle. Foot Knights have now locked on to our light cav, which is perfect. It will be significantly more annoying where they're attacking these, but I chose not to. I'll just try and fail to shoot them for a while. Get the Harpies this way. You could fly over enemy units as well. At last, they get to show us off. So, the Assassins unique ability. All the lords in the game have their own special properties. We have Deadly Strike, so activate once per battle. Melee attacks deal 2 times wounds against multi-wound targets for 1 turn. So with these multi-wound targets, so cavalry and then monsters later that have more wounds, usually you're doing 1 wound at a time to get through 5 of them with 2 wounds each, so 10 wounds. The assassin, however, now does 2 wounds with every attack that goes through, so he will instantly slay a knight for every wound he inflicts. See how many we get. 3 hits, and then... Okay, so he just did 4 wounds on his own, instantly killed 2 knights. The unit, which is good, because the unit did terribly, and contributed only half of that. We take 1 wound, but we have 2 wounds each, so we're okay. And they roll a 3, frustratingly, and manage to stay. With break tests, it's your discipline minus how much you lost by. So they got crushed, they lost by a whole bunch. They had to roll a 3 or less, which, you know, on 2 dice, you can only roll a double 1, a 1 or 2, or 2 or 1. And they rolled 1, 2. A 3 in 36 chance of pulling that off, and they did it. That probably results in us losing the injured one later. Shooting this almost dwarven tough unit of foot knights. And lure them this way. Harpies, just ignore this. I'm intentionally not engaging the harpies, as I could probably get behind them and hit them, but then it just means they might turn around and kill me, which is irritating. Oh, now the unit has a good turn. Oh, too late. There you go. We lost a poor raptor knight. And now they run away. Curse you. Well, I'm incredibly petty, so I'm going to kill the rest of the unit. Given that our power of the crossbows is only power 3, shooting at either of these units would result in having a 3-up save, so we may as well just continue with this one. That's more like it. Eventually they'll have a bad roll. And here, shall I just try charging this one now? In the back, I might be able to break it. I can't actually get there. Still can't see them yet. If I did this instead, I don't have to go so far that way. I can move through enemy units, but I can't twist through them. It's kind of a quirk of flying. There you go. We've gotten to the back arc, so that'll do. Finish these off now. Okay, the assassin does it all by himself. Fitting. I'll harpy these with our superior skill. Might stay there, which is perfect because we can get behind them like so. As this unit will now be... We can't shoot into active combat, so there's no point trying to shoot here. So I'm going to fire our shots into this again, pick off 1, and then move this way to assist this if this battle is ongoing. Which, due to their number of ranks, it likely will be. Your break test at the end is determined by your discipline, minus how much you lost by, +1 for any rank you have. And there's a lot of spearmen. We're not going to be able to get through that many. Yeah, we got 2. So 1 for flanking the rear charge and 2 kills. Yeah, they hold. We're going to need a bit of help now. In fact, they're going to dish out a rather worrying number of attacks. Over there and help, and then rear charge this. There is no strategic phase. We're all stuck. We still have better skill, but we've dropped to power 4. Yet somehow did more. So there, this is the special properties of spears and shield kicking, and they get to fight with all 3 ranks. So 18 attacks. Ouch, and lose a harpy. And then back here, gets a couple more. So again, they are losing. They're gone. They failed a break test while surrounded. They're all dead. Ah, the poison of the assassin kicked in. They rolled a 6, but then because any 6 they get for saving throws have to reroll, and they converted into a 1. Poison got him. All enemy units dead or broken. Just enough damage on a couple of units to be annoying, where I'd rather heal them than take gold, so be it. Riders leveled again. Now I will do this, as I don't value either of those upgrades. And the harpies. Oh, we could have more of them, which I think is more useful than slavers. More unit size is nice. There you go. And then gold, and I'll have my knight back. We're about to go into the elite, so a bit more strength. Harpies can go 6 wide, so we get more attacks. They go up to 12 instead of 10. Everyone else is perfectly content. Poor gag. So orcs. This is going to be less annoying than the dwarves, likely. They have more hitting power and they're faster, but they're not as durable and have poor discipline, so I can likely break them. There'll be something for me to flank around the play. It's kind of hard. Maybe if I use this unit as a distraction, I can just kill something. Probably the other way around. Let's try that. The giant that we're not fighting, I don't want to get anywhere near it. I'll have one of the fast units jump around it, and then these, which we can kill. So let's just use this. So that unit will likely do the same, so I'll just try and get over here and preempt their positioning and charge them. I don't want to get too close as I don't want to be charged myself, so enough to reach them. They are even slower than that unit due to being heavy armoured, so yeah, okay. Annoyingly, I can't really flank them because they're sort of in the way there. Now the Bull Riders are going to stamp forward. Just do this. Kind of get behind cover a bit. Yeah, I can't be seen by their unit. That'll do. The Bull Riders, they are, annoyingly, they can draw line of sight to me there. They got me. I was hoping they couldn't. Soften them up a bit. Nope. The giant will stamp its way forward, but that's less of a concern. What I could do is engage the Bull Riders twice, because that's slower, so I can ignore it. And hopefully between both units I can kill it. The giant will then try charging something, but I can flee one unit at least. I can flank this unit immediately, which I will do because I can break them and then get away from the brutes later. So we'll do this first. They'll countercharge me and we'll hit them from the front. So a front counts as an intercept, so they're now stuck. I'll go and break this as well. Just clip in there. Now, amazingly, the SOVL will allow every one of those harpies to fight, despite the fact we barely touched them. This does exactly what I was hoping for. They went the wrong way. We're going to have to hope we win here, otherwise we're in a bit of trouble. Okay, better skill. Power only 4, so I get a 3-up save. That's a good start. A couple of saves here would be that's decent. And then with power 5. Okay, that should be enough. Orcs have poor discipline, so if you beat them, you can't roll a 1 on 2 dice, so we've definitely got them. And over here, the assassin hits every time. They rolled a 6 into a 5, so he's still alive. Poison wasn't quite strong enough. 2 hits. It's 1 wound, but still there. They also break. Useless orc discipline. Okay, this giant is going to charge me. Because I'm faster, I can flee from it and escape. I can fly over the giant, hit those riders and make sure they don't come back. I could stay with these, but I think it's more important that I start contesting the hit the war chief in the back, depending on what it does. Whee. Okay, we're fused units now. It's going to get a bit awkward to position here. I'll try rallying our Darkborn Riders. We do rally, excellent. We're back in the game. Their All-Core is also rally, so let's kill those. Stay with them here. And then eventually this war chief is never going to catch the spearmen. We're faster than they are. So we'll deal with these two and then start handling this. As their cavalry's finished. Our army isn't really situated to deal with... Oh, I forgot to charge that. Okay, next turn. The giant will almost certainly stay with this unit, but I can't guarantee that. So let's just move this first. A bit up and out the way so I can hit this one. Okay, that's interesting. They're after these. So who's the giant going to be after? I can't tell. I'll just leave this unit here prepared to run away. Interesting. The giant's after the harpies. Fine. If both of these units want to target something so fast they can never catch it, I don't actually mind. I'm safe. And then here, I'm going to... I think it would be easier. There's 8 wounds of giant. That would have a 2-up save, or 10 wounds of brutes that have a 3-up save. It'd be more effective to shoot into these. I say that. I'm struggling to do damage. But eventually we'll be able to hurt them. So do that again, but I actually remember to charge this time. To show how forgiving SOVL is. You can just forget the mechanics and still be okay. Good, they've locked back onto the wrong unit, thank you. What I'll do is I'll move the bare minimum. So the AI is a bit dim-witted, it doesn't realise that the best move would be to simply move right there as close as they can. They'll inch forward, allowing me to buy a huge amount of time just shuffling away from them. Giant, does it go? Gadget, distract giant. I may even try charging the giant in the back. The assassin does double wounds, so you can actually hurt it. Only thing is, we're only power, even with our upgrade, we're power 5, and it's, what, defense 6, so you'd still get a 3-up save. It would take a while to kill it. Of our units, which of these has... This is the one with slavers, so in theory we could get gold by attacking them, but we would lose that. It's only a light cavalry unit. Here, I'm just going to stay with the warriors until they're gone. Okay, they've changed targets for no real reason. Giant's still after the harpies. Save our assassinate for a particularly big assassinate target. Oh good, they're all 5-6-6. It does alright. Can this unit go away now? There we go, it's finally off the field. The enemy would give up if we just wasted a couple turns, but let's see how much damage we can do. Realistically, this unit would have liked to have recharged the big block of 20 warriors to extract gold from them, but I mean, it's not within our power to control who they target. Oh, that's annoying. They've locked onto the other one. Okay. I might be able to draw the giant's attention this way by putting a unit closer to them. I'll just move you to safety over here, but further away. I want to try recharging it, see if we can kill it. What are you doing? No, they're absolutely insisting on looking at the one unit I don't want them to look at. That's rather annoying, my friend. Look at me, I'm a big scary harpy unit. Flap, flap, flap. Right there. Do you want to look at the harpies? Start moving this way. Why is this giant so smart? They're routing this turn anyway, so it's over. Nope, we don't get our wish. How would it go? We'd have 4 attacks, being an average of 2.33 times or something like that, and then we're power 5, defense 6, it saves 2/3 of them, so like 1.2, sorry, 2 point, what's a third of 2.3? Third of 2 is 1.33, it's less than 2 wounds, and then you double it, we do less than 4 wounds. The unit doesn't contribute much, only at power 6 as well. It probably wouldn't die, is the breakdown, when it starts clubbing us, or treeing us to death. Fine, just a raptor rider got a bit singed. We level again, we'll take the extra attack, that's very useful. And the spearman leveled. Skill, or just even more of them, I'll take the skill. Oh, I went in the unit size, okay. Yeah, that's what I meant to do. I don't need to use it right now, I think I'm fine to take more size, so I want you back, you're full HP. The harpies can increase their size. They can't get any more in the front rank. It turns into a 2-rank unit, which is slightly annoying, but it just makes them more durable, so why not? And then here, that's good enough. All they do is distract stuff anyway, because we're about to go into a shop. Now, do we want the battle after or the random event? I think... How many have we had? We've had... 1? We had 1. Yeah, okay, we've had a bunch of elites, so it's a lot of fighting, so let's go for the random event. Add a bit of flavour to the run. Okay, speed. We can have more Raptor Knights. 400 for a Noble on Dragon. Now, that's obviously the fastest option, but I mean, we don't want a noble prancing around. We have an assassin to play with. If there was another assassin, I'd take those, but I don't want you in there. So the discounted Raptor Knight seems sensible, nice and fast. That still leaves us with some left over to buy things with, which is good. The assassin gets his upgrade. Reroll missed attacks, fantastic. Super accurate assassin. Plus 2 skill is nice, but we're already skill 6. And, you know, the highest natural skill you encounter in the game is skill 5. The only way an enemy can match our skill now is by being skill 5 and using magic to improve themselves. So no. The other upgrades, again, speed is paramount, so Banner of Swiftness. And then other stuff will buy the Banner of Mist and the Raptor Knight, so they can't be shot so effectively. And the Darkborn Riders have some nice upgrades. Oh, this Raptor Knight has its own Lance and Shield. That's a no-brainer. And then 50 points left over for... What do you think? It'll be either the Banner of Fury or Curse Standard on the Darkborn Riders. And of those two, the Curse Standard's best, plus 1 attack. So if we do get stuck in combat with them for 1 turn, we can turn into an absolute blender of a unit. That'll be you. Yep. Good. So nice, very, very fast army. That's what we'd like to see. The Harpies have now have their extra guy. I can stretch them so they get more attacks, but then this makes them easier to maneuver. The downside to doing this is that your full attacks, so they get 2 attacks each, but that's only true for the guys in the front rank. Everyone in the back only gets 1 supporting attack. So like this, it would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's what they get. Or you could do this, in which point you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. So 2 extra attacks. Are the 2 attacks worth blowing up the unit's profile that much, such that we're kind of... I would rather they be tight, so it's easier to get them behind stuff and flanking. I don't think the 2 attacks are going to make that big a difference, so I'll keep them nice and compact. Everyone else is perfect as they are. Okay, random event. Circle of Power, into the circle. Oh good, we have a magic assassin. Of course we do. So Radiant Shield, ally unit gets to reroll saves. Divine Favour, +1 skill to one of our guys. Or Shadow Bolt. Now the best option here by far is Radiant Shield. Make yourself more durable. But I think it's not very, in theme for an assassin run, having a shield of some kind. So I'm actually going to go with Shadow Bolt. So we can, maybe the skill, just making guys more skillful. Yeah, that's a fair compromise. We can just improve skill. It's the one I never take, so yeah, we have the assassin requests Divine Favor, or just imagine that he's actually just making them more competent. Just gives them a bit of... Divine Favor is where training you to be good at your job. Call us God. Show it off against Prince Ias. If I do encounter one of those miraculous units that have a skill 5 unit that becomes skill 6, we can make our skills skill 7. Okay, now the Harpies can fly, so I'll have them fly straight over this terrain to there and get over and hit their back line. These will stand in the middle and distract things. The Raptor Knights can take the side, this can take the side, and then I'll entrust you to kill anything on that flank. Which of you... Oh, sorry, that's the smaller unit. Fine. I'll skirmish. I can... the watchers are a bit annoying. I'll have to harpy them quickly. Okay. Now, in terms of their options, they have a very potent ranged output with all of these units, so I'll have to start killing them quickly. I'm going to pass and hope they don't shoot me. Okay, they're going to shoot me straight away. Sorry, Riders. Although, with the way they've positioned, really frustratingly, I can't charge them because I can't physically fit my unit there. So they're going to get away with that. The Harpies are fast, but not so fast I can get behind them this turn. It's a next turn thing, and only after this unit moves. So let's do this first. I'll just start shooting them and then backing away. How far can I get? I can get to there, 15.2, turn around, 6.3, and then escape. So I can get into short range, take the short range shot, pick off some annoying watchers, and then get to safety. They'll target the spears, good, with an insanely accurate roll, countered by an insanely good saving roll. That's fair. And the spear units I can kill quickly with my cavalry, so let's get behind them nice and fast. Or I can just fight that one head on if it lets me. Can I get into its side arc? Their charge radius here effectively gives away what the flank would be. Currently that seems like it's going to wind up being a frontal engagement, which is a shame. Can I go kill those watchers? That'd be very nice. Probably not, let's be real. I'm fast, but not fast enough to get there and avoid their charge radius and get intercepted. So yeah, I'm well within their reach now. I could do this, that reaches them. It would be in the front. Is it worth it just to kill those off and stop them from constantly shooting me? Probably not. I'll just have the spears tank them over and over again many turns. Should I fight the spears immediately? If I was going to do that, the best option would be to allow them to charge me. The AI is a bit daft. It would get more attacks if it stood still and let me hit them, but for whatever reason, when a melee unit is within combat range, it will declare the charge anyway and subtract 5 attacks from combat. So they get 5 hits on average. I take like 2.3. I take a wound or 2, but enough to justify doing it immediately so I can go through and kill the rest of their army. They haven't moved yet, which is annoying. I could send the harpies into this one instead. Depends where this goes ultimately. Just walk forward and continue to get shot. In fact, stand right where you are. Good, I know where they are now. I'm not able to get just anywhere. That'll do, and then next turn I can get behind something. The riders are going to get shot again, sadly. Would win this quickly, you would presume. Chariot's irrelevant. I need to wait for all of these to move before I do this. I can move this unit first, shoot these to reduce their damage output, and then get away. Whoever shoots first with ranged units has an advantage. Now they've got 1 less shot for when they inevitably hit us. Means I have to do it at long range, which is a shame, but hey-oh. There we go. Yeah. Okay, I do lose a rider. Now, what I will do is move this unit around here immediately and begin the elimination of those pesky watchers. Unless they come kill me, which is annoying. Yeah, the spears will eventually start dying, that's fine. Here there is no cause to use any of these. Our skill isn't actually better than theirs, so I can divine skill myself. Not for the character, but for the unit. The Raptor Knights now have better skill than their enemy. That's not too worrying. Let's just get these knights into the game as fast as possible. Please come over here and help me. Oh, that's the worst possible outcome. They did do what they've got me there. Okay. I thought they would have continued forward. I should have waited until the end to see what their plan was. Alright. Sorry, harpies. You're going to get charged in the back and skewered. It should be nice and easy. Okay, roll a 6 into a 6. The AI loves doing that. Forcing them to roll 6s, but they just keep converting them anyway. Okay, we're through this unit at least somewhat quickly. Okay, good. I can immediately charge the watchers and kill those. We're crumbling at least their frontal line here. Can I reach that this turn? Oh, just shy. Come on, SOVL. I'm clearly touching the unit. This is a lie. Here, I could flee to prevent taking damage. It lets the unit escape. The unit is going to break and kill me in 1 turn anyway, so I will flee. For future battles, it means I don't have to heal the harpies back from scratch. Yeah, they go off the board, which is fine, but the outcome would be the same. I just don't take a absolute walloping in terms of damage for no reason. Okay, they're going to come forward and shoot me, so I may as well shoot them first. Short range. Yeah. We would inevitably lose this range battle. What's going to happen now is a rather poor saving throw is going to occur. Okay, we got away with it another turn. Good. This unit will be dead momentarily. Let's pass. They're just chasing us around. More skill. They are skill force, so again, I should probably use this just to kill them fast. They can't reach us. Very good. The spears are almost guaranteed to rally. Keyword almost. So we'll let them roll first and then react accordingly. They have rallied. Good. That's something for you to fix. Crush this unit of watchers quickly for me. Roll the 6s into nothing. Perfect. We hit on 3s because of the extra roll, and they're all gone. Nothing in exchange. Perfect outcome. Well done, Raptor Knights. Another spearman unit dead. Ordinarily, the spearmen are the last to go as they're the lowest priority, but I'm killing them all first this turn. Chariot's inched again. I'll shoot and run. Good hits. There we go. I'm actually going to win this fight. Who knew? Given that they have more shots than us and the equal skill, you would presume they'd eventually win the range battle. No, we somehow lucked out. I guess we are more durable than they are. Okay, we'll pass and let this unit move. What do I do about this? I don't really want to fight that until later, when I'm able to bring more to bear against it. This unit could win, but I'd rather rear charge it. Let's wait for this to be dead, and then I can start getting around. Someone will get behind it. I could rear charge this one now, but it puts me in a very difficult spot later, as they may be able to reach me. Well, probably not. They're pretty far away and they need to twist. That'd be a bit of a stretch. Only 4's to hit because we have equal skill, so we are going to struggle. This may turn into a wet noodle contest. Yeah, it will. Okay, we're stuck it. Less of a wet noodle contest. Chariot again. Again, shoot and run. 2 to go. Let's stay away from that unit if we can. There's a little rock in the way there to be just enough of a headache. Ouch, okay. See if we can kill them before I take the extra wound. Right, other abilities. This serves no purpose. They don't... Good, I thought so. They're out of range. There you go. I guesstimated correctly. 3 cash, 3 wounds, 1 wound. We're winning. Still stuck it. Maybe next turn will be free. 3 ones, at least we can reroll. 4's to hit is a bit of a shame, kind of difficult. I think we can improve their skill later. Good, where it was really important we get out of that combat quickly. We can't afford to be trapped here. I'm not going to charge them again. I can use the spearman for that, and then this unit can run around the scarier unit. You get the last 2. There we go. Perfect. Can I escape this way? Yes, I can. Good, I can start running around this direction. Right, let's pass. They rally, of course they do. Can I reach them with the spearman unit this turn? Yes, easily. That's a rear charge. Good. Spearman versus spearman. I have 10, you have 9, therefore I win. Stats are otherwise completely identical, but I get the advantage of a rear charge. Should just go my way. Right, let's get you around here. Ooh, am I going to be able to escape next turn? I think so. Noodle them. There we go. And I don't even lose the one. Fantastic. Begone, singular spearman. Really frustratingly, if I don't kill him, he'll almost certainly rally and then hit me in the back later. So I'm going to have to waste an extra turn eliminating him. Okay. Chariot now goes the way of the Elf Watchers. Get slowly shot to death. I could even rear charge, side charge if I wanted, but why? We can kill it with sustaining no wounds. I guess we're going this way then. Freedom. Swoosh. Super fast. The way this works, we want the more impressive unit to rear charge them. Referring to a wet noodle contest before. This is the wettest of wet noodle, but they just failed a break test. Phew. If they didn't, we would have been stuck there for about 8 turns. Chariot gonna chariot. Twist, shoot, peekaboo. Thunk, cool. 40% of your wounds left. That's a fantastic... I agree with the choice you've made. Thank you kindly. You made it super easy. This unit will stay here in case they hold on, and then I'll recharge them again. And Spearman, you've served your function. Just stand there. Now, unlike even elite battles, boss battles won't start depreciating morale until they reach at least 25%. So we need to keep hitting them. Brutalize them. Remember the chariot yet? There's no purpose in this. Maybe when they turn around I might enter a duel with the character, but currently they're facing the wrong way, so Deadly Strike, the double wound thing doesn't apply to infantry, so it's not that for every wound we do it kills 2 infantry models, it's double wound specifically to multi-wound targets. Infantry are effectively immune to our ability. Get up and get real cozy with them. Go on, hold. I dare you. That's it, but re-rolling. We have better skill even than Weapon Masters. Only gets all 4. It's slightly harder, but we have good strength. Some nice damage. So they get a reroll because they're bodyguards, so if they fail a break test they get to roll again, but they didn't. The downside to this approach is that I now can't charge them. But it was worth it. So if you want to min-max that option, you'll do the same, but angle them off such that you can still see them with the original unit. Chariot's gone, so it's just you lot now. You have rallied. Cool. Get you out of the way. Skip the rest because I can charge them in a second. Battle is already over, but I want him dead. Battle for Elven supremacy. I will use this now. Maybe we'll fight each other. Who knows? I don't think they can. No, just a unit. Splattering some more hoity-toity fancy light elves. Don't like high elves. Not racist, just don't like them. Free healing, so the spears took enough damage that they got 1 back for free, and the knights leveled. Ooh, +1 on the chart. Slavers is obviously great because they're a melee unit that hits things, but I want the actual combat potency first. So whenever we charge, we go up to 3 attacks. Fantastic damage increase. Healing, you're full HP, you're full HP. I'd like the rider back, they're useful. The harpies can go up to full strength, that's nice. And then the spearmen, really, they just need the gold. All they do is run around eyeing things up, just staring people in the eye without actually fighting anything. Okay, that's the entirety of Act 1 clear. I think that's a good time to stop there. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, please do consider liking and subscribing. It does, of course, help out the channel and share the videos around. But more importantly, it serves as a SOVL marketing device. SOVL, of course, has no marketing team. There's a one-man band developer, so the more people we can expose it to via YouTube, the better. The only reason I'm aware of it is because of a stray YouTube video, so yeah, the more spread we can get, the better we're doing. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.